Hey, PMZ and Nine participants. This is Josh Reeve, Director of Professional Growth and Development, and I am continuing our 9 classes. And today we are going to be looking at the Metrolist, which is the main tool that we use in our area to search for properties. Now, some of you may be a part of the Merced listing service, or you might be up in Tuolumne County and be a part of the gold country, so it might look a little bit different, but the principles underlying the overall program are going to be the same. So I'm going to take some time just to walk you through Metrolist and how to go about doing searches, how to set it up for your 24-hour market watch, all those kinds of things. So when you get started, you're going to log in here to Metrolist, which you are given access to through Metrolist. They give you the username and the password and all that kind of stuff to get you going. By the way, just to say it really quick, PMZ's got a ton of resources. I look forward to seeing you also on Friday for our Zoom check-in where you can ask and have questions answered. We can collaborate together and all of us work to grow together. But I'm going to spend about 25 minutes or so talking through Metrolist and how to actually get in and use it. So you can see that there's a login and a password that I have. You would have your own login and password. And you would go to prospector.metrolist.net to get to this page. And then you would just go ahead and put in your credentials and log in. When you log in, it sends you to a landing page, which is something new that Metrolist has started. Probably for us that have been in the business for a little while, it's kind of annoying to us, but nonetheless, it's a nice little landing page. And so here is where you kind of get everything started. What you would end up doing at this point for us, for the most part, is you would just go to Metrolist Prospector MLS. That's going to take you to the search. Now there's other things that you can grab to from here. You can go to Realist and look at property tax records, so you can find out who's the owner of the property, what's the property's actual mailing address for that property, those kinds of things. The other thing you can do is you can do some free training. There's a toolkit of training. You can contact Metrolist from here. The Super Web, this is a website that it takes you to in order for you to connect with your lock boxes that you might have on your listings. You can get a report, see who's seen the house, all those kinds of things. And then you have this agent marketing suite right here as well, tools that you can use. Cloud CMA right here is one of the ways you could do a CMA. It's not my preferred method. I prefer to use what PMZ provides us, but it is a method you can use. And then here you can also go to other areas that PMZ and Metrolist are part of, as far as maybe the Bay Area with the MLS listings. This would be San Jose area. You can go up into the Fairfield area, Napa, Vallejo with the barrels. You have the Tri-County area, which is Paragon system. So that's going to be your Antioch, Concord, Walnut Creek area. And then, of course, you've got the SFAR, which is San Francisco listings. And we can actually click in here and look at our different listings in those areas. Not necessarily ours, but all the listings in the areas from those. So those are single sign-on, it's called. And then there's our different association links. But what we're going to focus on really is our time going into Prospector or our MLS. So you just click on the button and it takes you into the overall MLS so that you can begin a search. You can set a client up in here, all those kinds of things. So this is the home page, and I have set up my home page to look a little bit different. Most of us would see it like this as our home page and getting started. Now here again is the single sign-on for the different areas that we can click on and be a part of. So those are here for us to take a look at. And then this is my 24-hour market watch. Cool things that I just want to show you really quick. Number one, you can move these around and have it be in different orders however you want, and you can save your page the way you want it to look. So these can move up, down, sideways. So whatever works best for you. Just so that you know, the support center has some different links on it for learning and growing, but you can move these things around. If I look at, this is my favorite dashboard. This is the way that I like it set up, where I can see my listings, what I have going on as far as personal my listings, and then I have my 24-hour market watch, and then I have a little search tab here. And then down below I've got some client information here. I've got tools. Rarely go to any of these items. This is where I spend most of my time. My listings and my 24-hour market watch. And then of course in searches. Before I get to the searches, the big thing I want to show you here, like I said, is you can take these and you can move them wherever you want to make it your own. You can add the weather in here so that you can see what the weather is on your dashboard. So you can make it be what you want it to be in the way that you want it to be. Really important before you kind of get started is in searching and stuff is to go to admin and go to your preferences. What this is going to do is it's going to set up templates for you. It'll set up your 24-hour market watch area. It'll set up your email defaults, your listing defaults. So it kind of gets you up and running so that you don't have to enter the same thing every time. So if you were to come here and then click on General, you could say how you want to see the listings. Do I want to show pictures on the listing details? Do I want to show pictures on reports? And you're just going to click which ones work for you best. Right here, your 24-hour market watch is probably the place that you need to spend a good amount of time focusing. What you'll do is you'll hit on the search button there, and then you can go in and you can identify the areas that you want to look in. Now, some of you might live in Modesto. You don't want to just put Modesto in your 24-hour market watch. You want to put Modesto, Salida, Riverbank, maybe Oakdale, Ceres, different places like that. Some of you are up in Stockton. You're going to have Stockton and Lodi and French Camp and Lathrop maybe. Some of you are down in Turlock. You want to have Turlock. You want to have Ceres. You want to have Keys. Because you want to know what's happening in your area. For me, I really do most of Stanislaus County. I'm in Modesto. Most of Stanislaus County and a little bit in San Joaquin, because those are the areas that I work in on a continual basis. Now, Stockton is out of my range most of the time, so Stockton's not part of my 24-hour market watch. So you just want to select the areas that you're going to be working in and you want to pay attention in. And I will tell you that once you get this set up, you want to look at it every day so that you know what's happening in the market. For me, my alarm goes off early. I go grab my cup of coffee, I grab my computer, and I do my 24-hour market watch almost first thing in the morning. When I'm working with buyers, I'm often looking at properties that are new on the market, just reduced, or back on the market, and I'm emailing my clients those properties as soon as I can to let them see them in case there might be something that they like. Here, your email defaults would be the other place that I would look. You can set up defaults on when you send somebody a property on what you want it to say. You might want it to say a whole lot more than I'm saying, and you might be a lot better at this than I am, but this is how you can go about and just kind of set up the emails. Then you also set up your map default. So when you click on your map, where do you want it, and also what do you want it looking for? I just want to see what's active when I click on my map to do searches. So these are just great ways that you can kind of set up the base for all of your work within Metrolist. Okay, so then you would always go and you'd hit save before you leave this after you've made changes. Okay, I'm not going to do that because I didn't make any changes to it, for one, and number two, I like what I have right now, so I don't want to make the changes to it. Up here along the top, number one, home will always bring you home. It'll bring you back to this first page. Searches outline the different types of searches that are there. We have, of course, the interactive map, the quick search, a standard search. custom search, radius search. You can search by addresses, listing number, APN number, all that kind of stuff. For me, I generally look by the map, a standard search, and a radius search. Those are the three searches that I use the most. You might be different from me. I'm just sharing with you what I use the most. The map search, so I just want to go across the tabs really quick, and then I'll talk about them more specifically as we go through. Listings has to do with your listings. Now, in all of our offices, our front desk person, or there's a front desk person assigned to put our listings in. So we don't have to add our own listings to the MLS. They're added by a front desk person. So we don't worry about this too much. We can come in here to revise. Maybe there's something that's not right, or we want to make a change to it, changing the price. We can come in here and do that here. You can also just click on your listings here. There'll be an opportunity to do it. Trends is a great spot to go. When you click on trends, it takes you to this outside thing that then you can go and you can look at what's happening in the market. And I will tell you at the date of this recording, which today is, I think, August 25th, 2020, it shows you what is happening in the market. Now you would come in here and you'd change this to your county or your area. I'll just hit Stanislaus County right now, and you can see that right now we have a really low inventory. There's only 368 homes for sale in all of Stanislaus County. The dark green is sold properties, and the pendings are at 562. So our pendings are way up. What this tells me is it's a seller's market. We can also look at that by looking at months of inventory. If I look at the months of inventory, right now in July we had 0.8 months of inventory in Stanislaus County. They tell us that a standard market is between 3 and 6 months of inventory. What this means, if no other home came on the market today, the homes that were on the market would sell out in 0.8 months, not even a month. So we are really low inventory at this time. So this can just, you can get more specific as far as square footage or price point or type of listing. You can get more specific in the city that you're in. But this is a great thing that we should be going to on a weekly basis just to see what is happening in the trends of real estate. Because you and I both know that people ask questions. And the question they ask when they find out you're a real estate agent is, how's the market? If you go here to trends, you would know what's happening in the market and be able to give an educated answer to that question. So that's a great spot to go. Tax is an outside source called Realist that we can go to, and we can look up property information. You can either look up somebody by their name or by an address. So I actually just used this last night because I had talked to a person who said that they were thinking about selling, and I didn't know what their address was. So what I did is I looked them up. I went to the tax records and I looked up the area. I knew his name, his first name, but I didn't know his last name. And I knew general information as kind of where he lived. I just didn't know his address. So I went in here and I looked at each house to find out what his name was and what property was actually his. This is a great way to find out houses, square footage, bedrooms and bathrooms, as long as they haven't done any updating or additions to the house. So a lot of great information there. We'll talk to about this a little bit more when we get into doing market analysis on another class. And then we come into carts. You can make carts. I make carts for expired listings and those kinds of ideas so that I can prospect those. Contacts is a great spot because you can go in there and you can put a contact in here and create a search for them. I'm going to spend more time here in just a second. Links would be those outside links. Products are those different resources that the Metrolist provides to us. We were in admin. You can look at the different tabs there, a lot of stuff there, and then help, and you can get some support. So really quick, I just want to talk about searches. I talked about the three main searches that I do. We do the interactive map, we do a standard search, and then of course the radius search. Radius searches I often use when I'm looking at comparable sales in an area. Like I want to look at, see, here's the address, what's comparable sales within a half mile of this house. The interactive map is great to be used when somebody's looking to be in a very certain station or area of a city. As you can see, mine is set up for Modesto. This is where I live. This is where I do a lot of my business, but you can set it up for anywhere. When you come into here, you can say somebody wants to live in Modesto. We have an area called Village 1, or maybe it's just East Modesto. Or in the north part of the city, there's a place off of Schneider that people like to live, and in Dutch Hollow, which is a nice area to live. So what we can do is say somebody wants to live in like Lakewood School District or over in Dutch Hollow. Maybe they're saying those two places. I can come in here and I can say draw, and I can choose whether it's a square or connecting the dots. I can choose to just come in here and say this is where they want to live, and I'm only selecting the houses in that specific box. The cool part is they're wanting multiple different areas. I can click and create different places and different boxes that would all then be a part of the same search. So I've got those two different areas. And then if I hit done, then I can select a search criteria. So basically what this is going to do is it's going to be more specific about what we're searching for. So I'm not just looking for every home in that area. No, I need a house that is priced between this and that. You know, say it's between $350,000 and $600,000. They got a big range that they're looking at, right? But they only want a single-story home. So I can put in just 1-to-1. So it'll only show me the single-story homes. And you can be as defined as you want. If the field that you don't want isn't shown automatically here, you can go to fields and add the type of search that you want to add. Right? And then you can say how you want it displayed. And you say, I want the multi-line with pictures so I can take a look at the homes that are in this area. And here they are. Now there's some that pulled up out of our area, but and I'm not sure why that always happens, but I'll figure it out someday. What you can do is you can see these in Modesto. You can say you only want to search for homes in Modesto. That's one of the fields that you could select. And then here are the homes that are in the area that meet the criteria. Apparently it didn't pick up on my single-story homes, but here they are. And then you go from there at sending out. You can click the ones that you want to click to send them to your client that fit that criteria. Okay? In the standard search, it's the same type of setup, just seen in a different way, where you're going to search maybe more by area or by city or by zip code, you know. And so you would come in here and say, hey, I want to look at, so you can't see it maybe, let me see if I can pull it. There it is. I want to look at homes that are in Stanislaus County, and I want them to be in Modesto in these two areas. Let's just pretend. So we say okay, and we want it to be from $400,000 to $500,000, right? And then we can hit preview count and see how many come up. Oh, there's 8. That's a good number. So then you just say view results, and you can take a look at the property, select the properties that you want to send, and then email them out to your client. How do you email them out? You would just click on the buttons and then say email, and then you can put your client's email address in there. Boom, there it is. All right, let's see if I can get out of this. Radius search is just the same. You just would put a listing number or an address in there that it would pull from in order to do the radius type search to really help you out if you're looking to be, you know, within a quarter mile, a half mile, a mile, whatever it might be. That's how you would do that. All right. So then the other thing that I want to just spend a second talking about, and I don't want to spend too much time, we'll get bored listening to me, but is this idea of contacts. So this is what I use to effectively, if you will, send clients homes, and they're going to get these listings as soon as they come on the market, or if the price changes, they're going to get an automatic email. So I don't have to be the one always sending it to them manually. They're going to get it automatically every time a property comes on to fit their criteria. So I've got these people listed here. How I add a new client is I would just say, new client. You couldn't see it because it was marked by that little recording thing. And then you put in the contact's name. So we're going to do, I'm just going to call them 9-20-20. Okay, so it automatically creates a name and their email. Oh, they go in a group. I usually group them all as just a prospect, somebody I'm looking to win over, if you will. And then what email address am I going to use? I'm going to use mine. This is my personal one. And then I come down here and I can put any notes in that I want. You have to do the boxes that are red in color or burgundy. And then I can put a note in. This is for me. Okay, but you could say when was your initial contact, put whatever you want in there. And I'm going to click the box that says auto prospecting, meaning that I want it to happen automatically, right? How frequently? I want them to get the emails immediately. As soon as the thing comes on the market, I want them to get it. So I click save. And then I'm going to go through. I want to say, yep, send me as the agent the daily summary. But to the client, I want you to send the newly matched, price changes, and status changes. Maybe you want to take off the status changes. Maybe you don't. It's up to you. If there's another person that is wanting to get the emails, you know, a husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, mom and kid, you know, so that they get it. You can put that in there. And then I normally click Client Portal. And what that does is it creates an area that they can go in and they can save a property, they can reject a property, and they can make comments about the property. This is a great way for communicating back and forth with your clients, and it lets you know every time they save a home, reject a home, look at a home. So I always click the Client Portal there. And then you can go down, you can click this box if you want, which allows them to do reverse, to send you the information. I'm sorry, this allows them to send you the information about it. So I always click that one. And then I'm going to hit save. And then you can select the type of search you want to use. Do you want to do a standard search, a map search, a radius search? I'm going to just say a standard search. And I'm going to say homes for sale. Or maybe let's go investment properties. Investment. Because I haven't shown you that yet. And I'm going to hit submit. So again, we're going to go residential income. So that's an investment type property. We want duplex, triplexes, or fourplexes. Okay. And then we want to look. Where do we want to look? Let's look in. Sorry, you can't see that again. We can look in. San Joaquin's going to be expensive. Let's look in Merced counties and Stanislaus counties. And let's go for Atwater. We'll go all of Merced just for the fun of it. And then that's it for Merced County. And then I want to look in Modesto. And Riverbank. And then I click OK. You can put in a price if you want. Let's go 400. Actually, let's go 350 to 550 as far as our price goes. And then right down here, this is changed, so that's good. So it's Merced and Stanislaus County. We can go preview count, see how many it's going to pull. There's 8 listings. That's great. Here's the deal. I don't want to send somebody 80 listings. That would overwhelm a client to see 80 listings sent to them. Maybe 20 to 25 at most. Beyond that, you're too broad. You need to narrow it down a little bit. And then I can say view listings. So what it does is it creates the automated email that I have ready to set up. You put in a subject line, investment homes for sale. And then you can write a little note in here to your client. Hey Josh, found these properties. ... Okay, I spelled properties wrong. Please don't correct me. And then I can just say send now. And Josh automatically gets an email. And whenever a new investment property that hits that criteria comes up, it'll let Josh, or 9, know about it. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you what it looks like from the client's perspective. So here's my email. and it says, hey, Josh, I found these properties. So we go view listings, and it takes Josh, me, who I've created the search for, to these properties that are for sale. Atwater, Merced. And as from the client perspective, right, I'm looking at it as a client right now, I can save a property that I like, or I can reject it. So like on this one, hey, it's got some information on it. I can see more. I can, as a client, make a comment about it. You can as the agent too. And I can save it. So I just saved it. And now I've got one in my saved folder, and then I've got the other ones. So looking back at these. So I like this one, so I'm going to save this one. And then this one I don't like, so I can reject it. And all the while, Josh, the agent, is being notified of what's happening on this. Okay? So really quick, if I go back to my emails again, I would get a notification right here that Josh has viewed the portal. Just as it's taking its time to come in. Going back here though to Metrolist, if I come back here, I'm on my home screen. I'm going to go back to my clients or my contacts, and I'm going to look at 9/20/20. It shows that there's 5 still in his cart, 2 have been saved, and 1 has been rejected. As the agent looking at that, then I look at the 2 of them that have been saved, and I am going to reach out to 9 and say, hey, I saw you liked a couple of the properties. When do you want to set up a time to go take a look at it? It's wonderful. Okay? We can talk about any questions you have about this and about anything else on Friday with our Zoom call. I hope that explains it well. One last thing I want to show you, going back here to my 24-hour market watch, is that if I go in and I look at my new listings, here I'm going to be able to see all the properties that have come on the market in my area in the last 24 hours. And the thing that I want to point out to you is this. You can see that Croker Lane is in blue. That's because the agent, Ida, listing the property is from my office, the office that I'm from. You can see that Bluebird is, let's call it red or burgundy. It's because it was listed by another PMZ office, an agent that's with another PMZ office, just not my office. And so that's that burgundy color. It's listed by David Nika, and he's out of one of our other offices. If you come down here to the bottom, it explains that to you. Blue, addresses, listings belonging to your office. They say brown, I call it burgundy. Address listings belonging to our company, not our office. And then the black ones are just a listing outside of our offices or our company. So those are the differences when you see them. The great part about blue and burgundy is that, of course, we love to do deals within our family, but it just lets you know what's going on. Now, when open houses come back, you might be looking for the blue or the brown in order to do an open house on the blue or the brown, because you can do open houses for any ones within our area or within our offices or our company. And so I encourage you to do that. There's a lot more that we can get into in looking at mapping properties. Like if I selected all of these residential properties and I hit map, it's going to show me where they are all at on the MLS or where they're located at. You can do a search and do that and map your listing so you can figure out what route you want to go in showing the properties. So there's a lot more that we can learn within the MLS. There's training videos within the MLS so that you can know how to do certain things. But I just wanted to give a quick overview on how you do a few of the things within Metrolist to help you become a success as you get out there and you're working with your clients. Set up that 24-hour market watch right after you're done watching this video. Start sending it and putting clients in there to get homes that are coming on the market on an ongoing basis. You know, work smarter, not harder. I just want you to know I'm here for you. PMZ is. We have a lot of great resources for you, and I look forward to talking to you about this on Friday on our Zoom meetup. Have a great day. Bye-bye.